Google's AI stack is evolving so fast it's almost impossible to keep up. But here's the thing. Instead of just chasing the latest shiny object, today we're going to build something way more powerful, your very own AI marketing team. So, let's get started.
And this really is the core idea, isn't it? The specific AI model you're using today, it might be old news in 6 months. But a solid workflow, a clear understanding of the fundamental use cases, that is what gives you a real lasting edge.
So, let's build that team. We're going to frame our whole approach around 4 key roles. First, the strategist, who sets the big picture. Then, the analyst, who tells us what's working. After that, the creative director, who brings all the ideas to life. And finally, the builder, who turns the whole thing into a repeatable system.
All right, first up, let's meet the brains of the operation. This is the duo that handles the planning and the performance, the strategist and the analyst. You know, it's a classic challenge for every single marketer. You've got a new product to launch, but where on earth do you even start? Well, this is the exact kind of problem our AI strategist was born to solve.
So how does this actually play out? It's a pretty slick 3-step flow. First, you use Gemini to do all your deep research. And what's cool is you can upload your own source files, so the AI is working with your specific data. Then you pull all of that information into Notebook LM to create a single source of truth. From there, you can generate a full presentation outline, kick it over to Gemini's Canvas mode, and boom, you've got a ready-to-present deck right in Google Slides. It's just a seamless path from raw data to a finished strategy. Okay, so a great strategy is one thing, but we absolutely need to know if it's actually working, and that's where our second team member comes into the picture. Now, what's really interesting here is how Notebook LM completely transforms into this data analysis powerhouse. You can now pull in your Google Sheets, your budgets, your campaign results, all of it. But the real game changer is being able to cross-reference that performance data with your strategy documents. You can ask it super complex questions like which channel and content combo is giving us the lowest cost per lead, or are we actually on track to hit our launch KPIs? This means you can pinpoint your most valuable customers and double down on what's working, like right now. And to make all those numbers actually make sense to people, you can just upload your datasets to Gemini and tell it to build you an interactive dashboard. It turns all that raw, messy data into a compelling story you can actually share with your team. Okay, strategy and data are covered. Let's move on to the really fun part, bringing the campaign to life with our AI creative director.
Look, Google has a ton of creative AI tools, and honestly, knowing which one to use for what is half the battle. So think of this as your cheat sheet. For just brainstorming and finding the right vibe, you've got Mixboard. When you're ready to make the final asset, that's Whisk. For social content that's actually on brand, there's Pomeli. For just general high-res images, AI Studio is your go-to. And for video, it's all about VEA.
Let's break that down a little. Think of Mixboard as your digital whiteboard. You're just throwing ideas, images, and concepts onto it to find the vibe of a campaign. Once you've got that vibe nailed down, you move over to Whisk. Whisk takes a subject, a scene, and a style, and it masterfully blends them into a final, polished marketing asset. So brainstorm first, then finalize. Simple as that. Now, one of the biggest headaches with AI creative is keeping things on brand, right? Well, this right here is the solution. Pomeli is designed specifically for this. You just feed it your website, and it literally extracts your brand's DNA, your logos, your colors, your fonts, all of it, to automatically generate social media assets that are already perfectly on brand. This solves a huge problem, making sure every single piece of content feels like it came from you. And for pretty much everything else, when you just need a high-quality, general-purpose image, AI Studio is your workhorse. It uses the latest models so you can create production-ready visuals, like a website banner, just from a detailed prompt.
So what about video? The workflow for Google's VO model is pretty incredible. You start by setting up what's called a Gemini Gem. It's basically a custom version of Gemini you train for a specific task, and you use it to create the perfect prompts. Then you jump over to a tool called Google Flow, which is made for these multi-step AI tasks. You use the ingredient to video mode, upload your product image, paste in that prompt, and just like that, you get a stunningly realistic video with your product blended in seamlessly. This is a total game changer, letting you create and test high-quality video ads in hours, not weeks, and for a fraction of the cost.
So, we've got our strategy, our analysis, and our creative. Now it's time to meet the final member of our team, the AI Systems Builder. This is the one who makes sure all this great work isn't just a one-off.
So for automation, you've really got 2 key tools here. Opal is a no-code tool, and it's perfect for creating those repeatable, multi-step workflows for your team. But if you need something a bit more sophisticated, you can use AI Studio to build and deploy custom marketing apps directly to Google Cloud. Let's make that more concrete. Imagine an Opal workflow for creating content. A team member just inputs a topic and a target audience. The system then automatically does deep research. It analyzes search intent, and then it spits out a complete content brief, a detailed blog outline, and even a hero visual for the post. I mean, this isn't just about speed, it's about creating a scalable, consistent content engine that anyone on your team can use.
Okay, so we've built our AI team. But this brings us to the most important question of all. Where do you, the human marketer, fit into all this?
This is the one critical question we all need to be asking ourselves. As powerful as these tools are, they exist to serve a human audience. So how do we find that balance between efficiency and authenticity?
And the data on this is pretty striking. A report from HubSpot and SurveyMonkey found that only 24% of consumers actually like seeing AI used in marketing. That's a really clear signal that we need to be thoughtful here.
And this is even more telling. A massive 84% want brands to be transparent about when they are using AI. Trust is everything, and transparency is the only way to build that trust.
So here's the crucial point. The goal was never to replace marketers. It's about creating a powerful partnership. The AI handles the heavy lifting, and the human provides the strategy, the empathy, and the final judgment call.
This quote really sums it up perfectly. This AI team is your new assistant. It's here to handle 80% of the manual, tedious work, freeing you up to focus on the high-impact, strategic thinking that actually moves the needle.
So we've laid out the tools, we've laid out the methodology. The roles are defined, the workflows are clear, your AI marketing team is assembled, and it's ready to go. The only question left is, how will you lead it?